The Great Crises. Cain and Noah, Act 1. The Shadow in the Field, Cain. Scene, a desolate field outside Eden. The sun is setting, casting long, harsh shadows. The first crisis of humanity was not a storm or a war, but a silent rot within the heart. Cain, the firstborn of the earth, was a tiller of the ground. He labored in the dirt that had been cursed after the fall, sweating to bring life from the soil. His brother, Abel, was a keeper of sheep. When it came time to honor the Creator, the brothers brought their offerings. Abel brought the firstlings of his flock, a sacrifice of blood and life. Cain brought the fruit of the ground. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Genesis 4. 4-5. The crisis began here. In the sting of rejection, God, seeing the darkness gathering in Cain's soul, offered a warning that echoes through every human heart today. If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted, and if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Genesis 4:7. But Cain did not master the beast at the door. In the quiet of the field, the first blood was shed. The crisis of the individual became the crisis of the family. When God asked for Abel, Cain's response became the ultimate slogan of indifference. Am I my brother's keeper? The ground, which Cain had loved more than his brother, turned against him. The blood of Abel cried from the ground, and Cain was cast out, a fugitive and a vagabond, marked by a sign of protection that was also a badge of his exile. Act 2. The breaking of the deep. Noah scene. A world of chaotic noise, violence, and dark clouds transitions to the rhythmic sound of a hammer hitting wood. Centuries passed, and the rot that started in Cain's heart spread like a plague across the earth. The scriptures describe a world where the wickedness of man was great. The crisis was no longer a single murder. It was a total collapse of the human spirit, and it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Genesis 6. In the midst of this darkness, there's a man named Noah. He found grace because he walked with God, while the rest of the world walked in violence. The crisis of Noah was one of radical isolation. For decades, he built a monument to a catastrophe no one believed was coming. Can you imagine the ridicule? The preacher of righteousness hammering gopher wood under a sun that had never known a rainstorm. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. Genesis 6:14. Then the window of mercy closed. The crisis of the world arrived not with a whisper, but with a roar. The same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis 7:11-12. For Noah, the crisis was the weight of the silence outside the ark. The old world was washed away. But as the waters receded and the ark rested on Ararat, a new promise emerged. The crisis ended with the smell of damp earth and the sight of a rainbow above set in the clouds as a token of the covenant that the waters would never again destroy all flesh. Conclusion: the choice both Cain and Noah faced a turning point. Cain let the crisis of his ego destroy his world. Noah used the crisis of his world to build a bridge to the future. One mark led to exile. One ark led to a new beginning. End scene. A wide shot of a rainbow stretching over a green, renewed earth.